Yes, sir. Mod Trekker, back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be breaking down some mysterious videos that'll leave you stunned. But before we hop into that, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run the numbers up on the algorithm. And you don't even got to think about it later. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button too. Sub up, join the family. This is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period. But with that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the video.
Planes don't fly that close. Oh my God. What the? What is it doing?
No,
oh, I
I'm
can't.
recording it.
I can't do it.
They flying around. There's two lines now.
Oh, it's flying around it. It's flying around it.
They see there's two lines now.
It's so many of them.
My heart is beating.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me get out first.
My heart coming out my chest right now, bro. Look, my heart coming out my chest right now.
Y'all, I got real alien activity going on. They circling. That it came out of the ocean. That is not a moon, and it is not a sun. It's 10 o'clock at night. I seen it come out of the ocean, y'all. There are ships. I don't know what the these are. They're flying around it. They're circling it. There's one above it. There's one on each side of it. There's one right there. There's one right there. Y'all can't see them. I don't know if y'all see them blinking. Do you see them? Okay, they're going towards that. We've seen it come out of the sea.
This looks much bigger than the orbs we've been seeing for the past couple of months. This looks like an actual physical ship. I feel like we're getting closer and closer to the day that the Galactic Federation pulls up with the entire fleet and reveals themselves.
So if you use Amazon's Alexa, want to listen up. Starting March 28th, Amazon will require all Echo device voice recordings to be processed in the cloud, eliminating the option for local processing. Users who previously disabled voice recording storage must now enable it or lose Alexa's voice ID feature. This move raises major privacy concerns. So beyond the privacy risks here, this shift also creates a new attack surface for hackers. With Alexa Plus requests now stored and processed in the Amazon cloud, cybercriminals could intercept voice transmissions, exploit data breaches, or use AI-generated voice cloning to impersonate users. Storing Alexa's voice ID in the cloud increases the risk for unauthorized access, where they could possibly manipulate your smart home devices, commit fraud, or retrieve sensitive information. So this is a very big shift and possibly bring a lot of risks. What do you think about this new change in policy with Amazon?
Having this in your house was already a privacy concern, but this new update just made it completely unusable. I would have to hit Alexa with the most diabolical Hulk smash if I still had one.
No one is talking about this, but 10 people passed out during Playboy Carti set during Rolling Loud this weekend, and he literally said it himself. Watch this.
Yo, 10 people passed out in the crowd. I got shot. There's some people in the crowd.
Yo, listen. 10 people passed out in the crowd. Relax, y'all. Calm down. Everybody calm down.
Obviously, it's super packed because he is probably one of the most popular rappers in the world right now, but I just know there's some weird energy going on in there. I mean, take a look at one of his dancers. He's signing the cross and doing some interesting things. I mean, just look at Kai Cenat's reaction. Combine that with a stage full of flames, Playboy Carti screaming and screeching at you, and everyone in the crowd super packed jumping up and down. This is what your point of view would look like if you were watching him. And shout out to this guy, Miles Minnick. I mean, he was spreading the word of God through his music on those stages. Check this out.
Come on, man. Let me pray for y'all real quick. Hey, God, I thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for Rolling Loud 25. Hands up, hands up, hands up. God, I thank you for what you're doing in the earth right now. I pray that you bless every single person in the audience, Father.
If I'm ever at a concert and the artist starts screaming like a goblin and people start passing out everywhere, I'm gonna have to do some serious self-reflection to ask myself how I ended up here.
Oh no, they've got a facial recognition police unit here. Let me just hide this. I wonder if I'm wanted for anything. Excuse me, how do I know if I'm wanted for anything?
You walk by it and see what happens.
Okay, I stole a packet of Frutella when I was like 12. Okay. Would that flag up or not?
I would try.
Okay. Can I look how many cameras they got? Yo, a whole SWAT team just jumps out and just rushes me to the ground.
And the police don't even need to see your ID anymore. You just walk past one of these trucks and they scan your face. And if you did anything wrong, you're gonna get stone cold stunnered in the middle of the street.
They never told you it was Venom. I didn't know it was Venom. I looked it up. What kind of drug is this? Oh, it's a GLP-1 drug. What does GLP-1 drug mean? Never heard that in my life. Holy crap, it comes from the venom of a lizard? I want to ask you, all of you at home, how many of you are convinced that you or your loved ones are overweight and diabetic because you have a Gila monster venom deficiency? This is the insanity you live in. This is the deception you live in. Just because they called it Wegovy and Ozempic and said it was FDA approved, did I go, oh, it must be safe and effective?
Maybe this is why everybody who takes it who doesn't actually need it is starting to look like Komodo dragons.
Remember when 5G came out?
Yeah.
It's going to be better.
Better than 3G.
Faster.
What happened to 4G? Did we ever have 4G?
We had 4G, and then we had LTE 4G.
I remember 4 LTE, that's right.
And then, so now we had 5G, and everybody said, like, oh, it's going to change the world.
Right, you can download 64 minutes in 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guess what's coming? 6G.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's going to be 45 times faster than 5G.
That's a lot of times faster. It is.
You're so good at math. Jump. Eventually, it's going to be almost 14,000 times faster.
But they're starting at 45?
It's like, yeah, we can't go like all out. Okay?
That's like buying a sports car that can go 250 miles an hour, but you're like, I'm just going to stay at 30 for the first couple of years.
I'm not going to be hitting that ludicrous mode.
If we thought the 5G frequencies were bad with 6G, you might as well stick your head in the microwave and press the popcorn button.
No, I think it's back. Wait. There's someone on the back porch.
This is what happens when you play with the Ouija board with no spiritual protection. You end up playing peekaboo with Baphomet.
Yep.
The right hand, close to there?
Yep.
Got both right hands to those two.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And the remaining on your right. Yeah. Same on your left, please, Fred.
When did they do this?
It's been in for ages.
Okay.
FTC-138. And just the remaining member.
That's mad.
If I'm ever in Australia and I get pulled over and they ask me to do a mobile fingerprint, I'm probably going to end up getting beat on the side of the road with the baton because I'm not consenting.
This may be the most important news of our lifetime. What you're looking at are leaked images, and it changes everything we know about the ancients and pyramids. The image above is showing what's underneath the middle pyramid of Giza, not the Great Pyramid. The team has discovered 8 wells with spiral tunnels around each one underneath the pyramid. It goes 640 meters into the bedrock of the plateau. To give you a scale of what that is, the Great Pyramid is 146 meters tall. That's 4.5 times the height into the ground. They end at 2 cubes that are 80 meters by 80 meters. We don't know what's in them. That's not all. Inside the pyramid, 5 new chambers, almost exactly like the Great Pyramid's King's Chamber, were discovered. Chambers are arranged in the same way the towers at Angkor Wat are arranged. The King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid is made out of absolutely massive blocks of rose granite from 900 kilometers away in Aswan. That chamber is a perfect 2-square rectangle in geometric terms. The team used that chamber to test the accuracy of their Doppler technology for imaging. That revealed the full internal structure of the middle pyramid and these weird tuning fork things that are going into the ground. New features at Angkor Wat and new pyramids in Guatemala were discovered using non-invasive technologies as well. Why is this one so important? This remains the current explanation for how these were built. Explaining one of these tunnels this way would be insane. They did it 8 times. This level of sophistication is not only beyond their capabilities, it more closely resembles our computer architecture, except they were doing it in 3D. Can't explain those with that anymore. This conference was held 2 days ago. More findings will be released every day, and I will cover each and every one of them. I'll post my thoughts on this in a longer form YouTube video tonight with all the papers that I have linked. But for now, let it sink in that you will tell your grandkids you lived through the discovery that changed the entire human story.
This might actually force them to finally tell us the truth about the pyramids, because the theory that they were built with a hammer and chisel is out the window with this. This is exactly why I try to be nice and cordial with everybody I meet, because if somebody gets their hands on my ET, it's a wrap for me.
What do you see as the biggest challenges in conservation?
The growing human population. Because if where we are, there's nothing else.
And do you have views about what should be done about that?
Can't you guess?
Or epidemics. I mean, I don't know what it will be, but in one way or another, we are so far, globally, we are so far above the population and the consumption levels which can be supported by this planet that I know in one way or another it's going to come back down. So I don't hope to avoid that. I hope that it can occur in a civil way.
We cannot hide away from human population growth because, you know, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
And then after that, we've got to stabilize the population. When I was born, there were
so what's wrong with the population? I mean,
with too many people. That's why we have global warming. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff. But if there were less people, they'd be using less stuff.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
You brought up some issues that others are reluctant to bring up.
Always. All the religious groups are against me because I'm talking about population. They want more souls. I want less on the planet.
I don't think our problem is overpopulation, because the world is big enough for all of us. I think our problem is over-industrialization and mega factories.
Skies are too blue for them in Maryland. We need to get a little rain.
It might be time for us to figure out how to put an end to this, because I'm tired of getting sprayed with Illuminati dust every day. This is what the food supply looks like in late stage capitalism. At this point, I would rather eat the Matrix goop. If you stick your hand in here, you can kiss all 5 fingers goodbye.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good day. Does anybody think it's weird that all of the astronauts that have been to the moon, all the dudes that have walked on the moon apparently, are Freemasons? Like, I was like, okay, like maybe 1 or 2, like that's like still a little weird, but every single one? And we know exactly what lodge they go to, what rank. Yeah, Tejon Lodge number 104, huh? Colorado Springs, James, huh? Here's Buzz Aldrin's lodge number right there. Edgar Mitchell. Yeah. James Irwin. Yeah. We got Leroy out here repping lodge number 82 out of Colorado. Coincidence. don't believe in those.
If they did land on the moon, as soon as the camera stopped rolling, they probably pulled out the aprons and did a ritual.
How one man single-handedly destroyed America, and his name is John D. Rockefeller. Let me explain. So it all started when John D. Rockefeller established his first oil refinery in 1863, which we all know today as Standard Oil. His enterprise became the largest in the region within only 3 years. He incorporated the Standard Oil Company in 1870 and bought out all of the major competitors in 1872. This alone put him in control of 90% of all oil in the United States. Over the years, he accumulated a net worth of over $500 billion, making him the richest man in United States history. Now that y'all caught up on who this guy is, let's get into the dark stuff. And just remember, this is the same guy who once said, and I quote, "We will keep their lives short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so that they never see what is happening. By using soft metals, agent accelerators, sedatives in food and in water as well as in the air, they will be covered in poisons wherever they turn. Soft metals will make them lose their minds." Around the time that Rockefeller seized the US media, he also hijacked the pharmaceutical industry and took control of the education system. Once it was discovered that drugs could be produced from petroleum, America's top oil mogul, Rockefeller, after taking control of all the media, he instructed his propagandists to invert reality accordingly. So natural medicines used for thousands of years before this were now recognized as alternatives. The new petroleum-based highly addictive drugs were now recognized as the gold standard. So after buying out a German pharmaceutical company that manufactured chemicals of war for Adolf Hitler by the name of IG Farben, he then leveraged his political influence by pressing Congress to declare natural healing modalities as impractical. Rockefeller then took control of the American Medical Association, which is weird because this right here is their new symbol and it looks very similar to that. They then began to offer massive grants to all top medical schools under the mandate that only his approved curriculum be taught. Any mention of the healing powers of herbs, plants, or diet were all erased from modern-day textbooks. All doctors and professors who objected to Rockefeller's plans were all crucified by the media because he had control of the media, and then later removed from the AMA, then stripped of their license to teach and study medicine. Once word got out that his petroleum-based medicine caused cancer, in 1913 he founded the American Cancer Society to suppress that information. Notice the same logo. Coincidentally, this was the same year that they founded the Federal Reserve. Me personally, I don't believe in coincidences, but y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments.
This is why I'm always skeptical of any billionaire that says they have our best interest at heart. I don't trust it. This is a great life hack, but what are they putting in the tap water that allows it to light a light bulb?
Check this out. All right, so the ride looks real fun, right up until the point that you realize that that cable should be attached to that hook. And then you wonder, what aren't they doing? But f it, I'm gonna ride it anyway.
Well, while you do that, I'm gonna go order us some funnel cakes and fried Oreos because I'm not getting on that ride.
Someone called the cops on these lights. See, even the police, they're going crazy. The aliens are attacking. Oh my god, now cars they're starting to notice. Here comes another. Oh, fire truck.
It could just be a drone show, but those drones will have to be pretty large for the lights to be that big in respect to the distance at which they were filming.
This, I thought, okay, this is a bear. And then I was like, no, that's a dog. And I was like, certainly not Bigfoot. I have no idea what this is. And who sent this in is reliable. So what do you think this is? I mean, this is scary, for one. I really hope you guys haven't seen this one yet, because this one is just crazy. I mean, what do you think of this? We literally got what looks like a Bigfoot just pillaging for these, I don't know, blueberries or whatever he's looking for. It's absolutely crazy if this is legitimate. If anybody, I found this as unknown. But see it run away right there? Let me slow that down as it runs. This is crazy. What do you guys think? Did you see it? Well, if you didn't, you're in the same boat as me, but check this out. Look at that. What is that? That is creepy. That is like an entity, dark, just staring at this boy. I mean, 12 or 13. But this is absolutely creepy.
I don't know about the Bigfoot footage, but as far as the first picture they showed, that might have actually been a werewolf. It looks like either a kite with a long tail or a flying tapeworm, and if that's the case, I'm never leaving my house.
While driving through a forest in Hertfordshire, an entity in a white dress runs alongside the car, keeping up with the car's speed, and even surpassing it at times. The spirit runs through the forest with such ease it's hard to fathom, as a human could never run through the brush and debris on a forest floor. At this speed, it's simply impossible. Watch this.
I wish they would have slowed down to get a better shot of it, but I get it, because if this was me and I saw this, I probably would have sped the car up even faster.
Allegedly, the mummified remains of a leprechaun was found. It was allegedly found somewhere near Karangafuka, which is like this creepy, haunted, abandoned, square, ruined remains of a castle. And this place is definitely creepy and already really known for paranormal activity. But it's said that the remains were then sent to some horror movie prop person so that they could like add on to it, which makes me suspicious like about this in general. While I'm not fully convinced by that like mummified body, I do think it's really interesting that European Habitats Directive in Ireland recognizes leprechauns as a protected species. So many people with so many different stories that I'm just like, they have to be seeing something at least. And a huge person that took place in preserving these was a guy by the name of Kevin Woods. He is known as the Leprechaun Whisperer. He believes that there are 236 still living leprechauns that live in the woods out in Ireland. They exist in like a spiritual plane, so there's only certain people that actually have access to them, kind of like ghosts and medium.
My job really is to make sure that they survive as a species.
He's local to this place that allegedly has like verified leprechaun bones. His pub owner by the name of PJ O'Hare actually found them whenever he was out and about in the woods and he was hearing what sounded like a leprechaun. And now these bones are just like there for people to look at the pub, I guess. And now annually there's this leprechaun hunt where people will actually search for golden coins in the hills over there. But another case that also stands out to me, there's this town that has like these fairy mounds and Celtic structures that are said to be cursed if anyone messes with them. There's been so many warnings against just disturbing these sites. As workers have actually come in and done stuff to the areas, bad things have happened. And things that have happened to like disturb these sites include one of the construction workers actually went to go remove a fairy ring, which if you guys don't know, it's like a ring of mushrooms. The machinery malfunctioned. Like it wouldn't bulldoze over the mushrooms. Workers also reported seeing shadowy figures at the site and hearing voices. In the late 90s, another construction worker went over there because he was supposed to take down a hawthorn tree, which in some legends can be considered to be a fairy portal. I guess leprechauns fall under the fairy category. This man was a farmer, and within the year, all of his livestock apparently just passed. And shortly after, he even fell ill. In 2011, a team of archaeologists went out there to go excavate a digging site. Days into the dig, one of the workers became violently ill with no medical explanation. Another one of the members kept claiming he felt like he was being Eventually, this dig site was just abandoned. Obviously, these things can be coincidences, and then whenever you put them all together, it looks suspicious. The locals in this town really believe that this is like a leprechaun fairy curse. Whether it's superstition or not, definitely weird. Sounds like you should just be leaving the rocks and the fairy forts alone out there. What do you guys think? Are leprechauns real, or is this just a superstition? I believe so badly, and I so want to believe that there was one in Mobile.
I mean, the fact that leprechauns are a protected species in that forest tells me that there might be something to it. I would try to lure one out with a ball of Lucky Charms. If you live in Hawaii, you gotta have 3 jobs to be able to afford KFC. $56.99 for a 12-piece is criminal. But that was the video, guys. Don't forget to sub up, hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.